Sidney Kumalo, one of our great modernists, reached a special creative peak between 1966 and 1968 when, while still under the sway of famed gallerist Egon Günther, he produced 12 small yet monumental works in bronze. These 12 works are now known as his Madala series. The first 4 were conceived in 1966. They included High Shoulders, Tongue Out, The Beggar, and this fabulous work next to me, Madala No. 1. This work appeared in 1967 at the 14th exhibition of the Transvaal Academy at the Pretoria Art Museum, where it won a bronze medal. There are so many things I love about this work, so many things that need to be noted. Broadly, you'll notice the simplification, these wonderful off-kilter volumes. I love the strange pose, heavily weighted on the right knee, and these very stiff left toes lifting the torso up. The little arms tightly pressing against this wonderfully scarified belly, beautiful pockmarks, hand-rasped, lacerated surfaces, and of course, a wonderful patina. It has this barreled nose leading to these sort of pursed lips, these conical double chins almost, these wonderful hidden conical ears sort of just set back in behind the figure's eyes. This was cast at the Vignali Foundry in Pretoria. An edition of 10 was planned, but only a single bronze was ever cast. This is the unique casting of Madala 1 from 1966. It is a work that I expect will generate enormous interest, not only from collectors, but academics too. It comes from the late Desmond Fisher collection, so it has an incredible provenance too. The Madala series was completed by 1968, shortly before another landmark moment in art making in South Africa, that being Alexis Preller's amazing experimentation with three-dimensional forms and fiberglass, and his famed series of intaglios, one of which we have over here to my right, an astonishing work called Craters. We don't know exactly when it was produced, whether it was late 1960s or the early 1970s. What we do know is that it must have been in the artist's estate when he died in 1975. It would have passed briefly to Gunnar Massane. He tragically died shortly thereafter, and this work, alongside many other Preller masterpieces, went on sale at the Forks Auction House in 1977 when it would have been purchased. It is unusual in so many ways. First and foremost, it shows this scarred, exploding landscape with these sort of deep gold, flaming subterranean elements. It harks back to his so-called wartime pictures. Preller, of course, joined the North African campaign in 1941. He was taken a prisoner of war. He returned to Pretoria in 1943, and the work he produced from then until about 1947 was very much wrapped up in wartime imagery. It's rarely unusual for Alexis to be revisiting notable motifs much late in his career. This is 25 years after his wartime experiences, but there are so many similarities. It brings to mind, of course, a landmark picture called Revelation from 1945 with these sort of subtropical landscapes, these volcanic elements. Also, it recalls his wonderful images of parachutists, paratroopers falling from the sky, sitting ducks, sometimes dead, sometimes alive, dropping gently onto what was often a war-torn landscape beneath. These striations and rays certainly bring that to mind, as do these wonderful fang-like inclusions, which from various angles throw these parachute shadows across the work. Preller famously turned horror into beauty, particularly in his incredible work called Fleur de Mal from 1944. And I think he does something very similar here in Craters. Yes, it is a landscape being burnt and ripped apart, but there is a wonderful, wonderful beauty in its dazzling lavenders and blues, these incredible turquoises, and these wonderful flaming oranges and marigolds. It's a special work, a very unusual work, and it's very exciting to have it coming up for sale in November.